Hey guys, welcome to the first edition of the Wildcat Kitchen. I'm Tracy Seeley.
And I'm Miley Woodman. Our show is just to show you guys how simple, easy cooking can be. And if you're on a budget, this will be perfect.
So tonight we're going to be making some festive fall Rice Krispies. With Thanksgiving coming around, it's good to have something to take, and what we're about to prepare is very simple and cheap.
This entire recipe is $10.43. So if you're on a budget and you want to contribute to your family Thanksgiving meal, perfect way to do it.
Okay, let's get started. What you're going to need to make this happen is you're going to need a nice big bowl right here, some type of mixing spoon. You're also going to need a spatula, a nice size measuring cup, and then a spoon, and then a 1/4 of a cup, and also a tablespoon. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is that we need to incorporate our butter and our marshmallows in the pot. So what you're gonna need is we're gonna need 1/4 of a cup of butter, and then we're gonna use this whole bag of marshmallows. So now I'm just gonna put the butter in there. And I know a lot of you guys might not have measuring cups and, you know, a lot of cooking utensils, but this is a recipe that's very forgiving. So if you put too much or too less, it'll always taste pretty good either way it goes. Okay. So now we're gonna move this over to the stove and heat it up and get things cooking. Now that our mixture is very soft and it's kind of mixing well, it kind of has that creamy consistency, this is the perfect time to go ahead and add in the vanilla. You don't have to add in the vanilla, this is just kind of like an extra type of ingredient, just to kind of give it a little bit of a kick, but if you don't have vanilla, then it won't really taste too much different. As you can see, our marshmallows are almost gone. Yeah, and then I also was gonna mention as well, and even like if you wanted to put like, you know, like caramel or whatever you can really spice your Rice Krispie treats up however you want. This is the perfect time to add that in.
Now we're about ready to add the Rice Krispie treats to the marshmallow mixture, and you need 6 cups of your Rice Krispie treats. So it's not a whole box, so be careful. You're gonna want to measure this part out.
And then again, if you don't have a measuring cup, it's usually about half the box. So that's how you know you've got about 6. There's probably about 10 cups in one box of Rice Krispies. So when the box is like halfway full, that's how you know you probably have enough.
And so now we're gonna mix this. You mind holding that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So we're gonna just pour this into our Rice Krispies. Thank you. Get all the marshmallow goodness in here. And then, do you mind setting that back over there?
Yes,
Thank you. And so we're gonna mix this up, and once it's mixed pretty well and you think that all the Rice Krispies have that marshmallow mixture on them, is when you can add your M&M's, Reese's Pieces, whatever you're wanting in here. And that's really flexible too with how much you want. So it's kind of preference if you want a lot in there or not too much. So for me, I love Reese's Pieces. And so
Me too.
I'm a peanut butter girl anyways.
So we're gonna put a lot.
So
see how that looks.
yeah, and you can go little by little too if you, especially if this is your first time making a Rice Krispie treat. It's my first time.
So once we have our mixture all mixed up and ready to go and to our liking, we're actually gonna put it in a pan. You wanna go ahead and just kind of get that in the pan.
Then you'll spread it out.
Yes, ma'am. And this is when the spatula is gonna come in handy to kind of spread it out and even it in the the pan, because since it is kind of a really thick consistency, it's kind of hard to like mix and spread easily. If you don't have a spatula, I mean, use your hands. You might have to get a little dirty, but hey, it's whatever works for you. So now you're just gonna kind of mix it in, get it kind of evened out. And this is not going to be perfect, but it'll be good enough for us.
You're not really supposed to be a really great chef when you're in college anyways, right?
No, no. And you want to make sure that it's spread out pretty evenly, just so it's easy to cut, and it also looks kind of presentable. So now it's starting to kind of take its shape a little bit because it is cooling.
Yeah, it's definitely easier once it starts cooling, so maybe if you give it a little bit of time before really compressing it, that might help too. Looks pretty good to me.
Looks good to me. But what I typically do is I might just like let it sit in the fridge for like 20 minutes.
So we're gonna put this batch that we just made in the refrigerator. We already made another one, so this is what it'll look like when you cut them and get ready to serve them.
I mean, this is a great treat to take to like a Thanksgiving dinner, or, you know, just to have for yourself, because I mean, you can eat on them for days, so they're great. And they're easy, cheap, and quick.
Exactly what you're looking for as a college student, right?
Yes, ma'am. Let's try one.
Good choice on the Reese's Pieces.
Great. It was a lot of fun having you guys here at my home cooking with us.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of Wildcat Kitchen. Be sure to tune in next time. I'm Miley Woodman.
And I'm Tracy Seeley.